hate working Saturdays. This dumb cunt. Alright, so I'm making cheese on toast, super fancy, for lunch. However, went to get some alfoil, so that way I can bake my shit in the oven. And instead of getting alfoil, guess what this dumb fuckwit got? F***ing garbage bag. F***ing garbage bag. Who needs a f***ing garbage bag to cook in the oven? Who needs it, Ruffy? Who f***ing needs it? Yeah, you don't like being on camera, do you? After that garbage bag debacle, I figured I'd better quit stalling and just get into the review. Give my ideas and my review on the Zoom Q2n handy video recorder and what I think of it, and would it make for a good vlog camera? Does it make for a good camera? Does it make for a good video camera? Does it make for good anything? And no, it's honestly, the whole point of the way that technology is advancing is to make everything easier for the person using. You can go into most video editing software these days and just put in a simple preset. So if you're recording on the same thing day in, day out, you just walk in, preset, bang, colors are done. Or you can go through and edit it like this and do a color like this, or make yourself green like this. So you can go through and do a whole bunch of different things on the fly as far as colors goes. That's not the issue. I like the fact that it shoots in a flat profile, so you can go through and tweak the colors how you want. But one of the things that I don't like is how noisy it is, because there's only so much noise reduction and image quality that you can get out of your camera. And I know it's a small sensor, and I know that does affect the image quality, but I thought it would be much better considering the fact that this camera is marketed towards musicians. Like, it's marketed pretty much entirely towards musicians. Now, musicians are primarily shooting in low light situations. Where this would be set up on stage, you don't get the lights because the lights are primarily designed for the people out front watching the band, not for the band to watch later. So I think the lighting situation would be it, and even in decent light, not great light, but relatively low light situations, it's way too noisy. So the image quality is pretty shit on that aspect. Another one of my biggest qualms with the camera, and by the way, I'm starting off bad and going to good. I will give some good feedback because there are a few good points. They are minimal though, but we'll start bad, go good. Another one of the biggest disappointing features is the fact that the microphone is way too sensitive. And yes, you might be thinking, how is that a bad feature? Because you can adjust it and yada yada. But it is a bad feature purely because of the fact that if you move your hand on, if you've got it on a tripod, if you move your hand on the tripod even slightly, that noise comes through, and in the form of this. Now all I did was grab the tripod, move it back and forward, so not even vigorous movement, and that will probably come through strong. Another one of the biggest disappointing facts is the battery. The battery requires 2 AA batteries, so I ended up getting to shoot a time lapse with it, which I will be using right now as I'm talking with it, and that time lapse turned out pretty well. One of the biggest downsides with the time lapse is the fact that it came through noisy and it was shooting in like the middle of the day, so it's not quite up to par. I wouldn't expect that much noise in the middle of the day. I know I can go through and tweak it a little bit, but I don't. It's not that I don't want to. I shouldn't have to in the middle of the day. I shouldn't have to do noise reduction in the middle of the day. Not on. The battery life is pretty f***ing terrible. I got an hour's worth of recording out of 2 AA batteries. My biggest question is why? First question, why does it still use AA batteries? It shouldn't. It should have an inbuilt rechargeable battery like every other camera, or a removable rechargeable battery. Not all of them are that big. Not all of them are that big. Some of them can be quite small. Build that in there. Some of the good things, however, is the adjustable sound sensitivity. It's the adjustable gain. All of the footage up until now was and is currently being shot on the Zoom. So you can see it for yourself. I haven't edited it except for the demonstrations that I showed you before, but none of the footage has been edited. None of it has been tweaked. It's all purely there as it is, so you can get a bit of an idea for yourself. The audio, if you're shooting something, like if you're in control of the camera and you can see the display on the back, you can get a bit of a feel for the audio and the levels. But as soon as you're shooting like into the camera, and I know it's not designed for that, and I should have gotten the Q4. However, I thought 4K recorder, which honestly I've used 4K once as a test. At the moment we're currently shooting on 1080p because the 4K is an unmanageable file size. The file size is huge and the video quality is still noisy and it's still shitty quality. So 4K, it's purely just a marketing ploy, and to be fair, it snagged me in. I should have gotten the Q4. I would love to try the Q4 out, but I don't think I'll be paying for it. So, just because I think I've been a little burnt. Now, with that being said, in the meantime, I'm going to swap back to my other camera so I can see what's going on. But I'll see you in a second. Look, there are very few pros. I think one of the biggest pros is at the moment, I did the stupid thing and forgot to turn off my Rode Video mic. And I use the Rode Video Mic Pro, not the Rode Video Mic Pro Plus. So, I forgot to turn it off, which means the battery continuously drains. So, it's got a dead battery. I don't like using the audio in camera. In a pinch, the audio in camera is probably better than nothing. So, it's not the worst. It's not the worst option. However, the fact that it has a dedicated audio recorder is a big benefit. Once it's set up, once it's not moving, once it's stationary, the audio quality is half decent. You can do a lot with it. One of the biggest downsides is that it is super temperamental. Look, normally they're a mixed bag. Like if something's okay, same amount of pros as cons, it's a bit of a toss-up. At the moment, I feel like for the amount of money that is paid for this item, for the Zoom Q2n, it is way too niche and it's not good enough to do the job. Look, it is incredibly cheap for what it is. Most of the other action cameras aren't going to be quite as good. However, from what I've seen, and once again, I would like to do a review on it eventually anyway, the Sony action cam, it's all over this. like just absolutely makes this particular camera its little bitch. The video quality just seems to be leaps and bounds better. The GoPro seems to be leaps and bounds better. The only good thing that I have to say about this camera, because the battery life is shit, the video quality is shit. For a 4K camera, I expect it to be much better quality. The 4K and the 1080p, with the amount of noise, it looks like something that's like 720p or worse. It just looks, the quality looks horrible. The audio is more important than what the video is, but with that being said, A, video is still important, and B, the audio is pretty mediocre as well. It's good as a backup. It's better than in-phone and in-camera microphones. But with that being said, if it didn't look so dodge, I'd probably use my headphone microphone. So yeah, would I buy it? Well, I did, unfortunately. Would I buy one again? No, I think it's pretty much. Would I recommend it? No, I feel like it's way too niche, and it's not good enough at its niche to justify being bought. Spend an extra $50 and get the Q2n. That looks like it's a hell of a lot better. The video quality doesn't seem to be much better, but you get the benefit of a flip out screen, a rotating screen, and don't quote me on this because I haven't had the chance to try it, but I think the microphones are actually less sensitive. They're not compressor microphones, and that makes the world of difference. It means that every time you think about moving your hand, it's not going to make noise. So yeah, I mean, the Q2n, it's got 4K, but I haven't used it because the one time that I did, it chewed through battery, it chewed through storage, and the video quality was still pretty shit. Yeah, look, apart from that, that's about all I can say. Zoom as a Zoom as a manufacturer, their audio stuff's still great. I don't hate Zoom, I just hate that camera. So stick around, I do have a new product that I will be unboxing and reviewing next week, purely because of the fact that it's fairly minimal. Like it's something that I still want to go into detail with on how easy it is to use, get it set up, show you guys, because it will be part of my permanent on-site setup here, and my video recording setup here, just so I don't make the same mistake with my Rode video mic. Wink wink, nudge nudge, hint hint. So that will be coming up next week. If you have anything that you want me to review, I might not be able to do it straight away. However, if you leave a comment below, I will try and get around to it at some point. I'll try and get my hands on it, whether it's a video camera, whether it's an audio source, whatever it may be. Let me know, and I'll try and get my hands on one. Otherwise, I'll just keep making more videos and talking about shit products and good products. Yeah, look, if you liked the video and if you found it educational, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. If you want to see, well, more reviews, more unboxings, just more. Hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, and otherwise, I'll see you next time.